Here is what's on my iPhone 2025. Let's get right into it. First, let's start up with the phone. I have an iPhone 12 mini, which is one of Apple's least popular phones. So unpopular that they have started making these phones, and also its bigger brother, the iPhone 13 mini, back in 2022. Even though it's not a crowd favorite, I like it. I'm against the ever-growing sizes of phones, and when the mini option became available, I instantly knew that it's the perfect phone for me. I can hold it comfortably in my hands, reach all four corners of the screen, and a smaller screen means less time to spend on my phone. And by the way, the specs of this phone are on the screen right now if you are interested. Before I talk about my setup, I'd like to give you some information. I use the same lock screen and home screen pair on all focus modes, and while on the topic of focus modes, I use work whenever I'm working something or in class, do not disturb when meditating, and sleep for sleep. I like to use the one screen home screen setup principle by ThatMacCat and utilize a combination of widgets and shortcuts to make this possible. And let's start off with the lock screen, as this is something that you see when you unlock your phone. The widget at the very top, I keep it as default, as in my opinion, showing the date is the best thing to have here. For the clock, I like to go with the default font and automatically adjust the color so that it looks well with the wallpaper that I'm using, and I like to make it as thin as possible. And for the widgets that are below the clock, I have a large weather widget to quickly glance at the weather, followed by a Spotify widget to quickly open up Spotify, which is my music streaming app of choice, and ChatGPT to quickly open up ChatGPT. And for these two buttons at the very bottom, I keep it as default, just like the date bar, as in my opinion, flashlight and camera is the best combination. Now I did something different that most people don't do, and that is to have a photo shuffle. So in my photo shuffle, I have these two wallpapers. Both of them are iPhone 12 wallpapers I got from 9to5Mac. One is the dark mode version, which is on the left, and the other is the light mode version. And for the shuffle frequency, I set it to on tap, so that whenever the phone switches to dark mode, with just a click of a tab, I can change the wallpaper to dark and vice versa. Okay, let's now unlock the phone and go to the default home screen. I'm going to start at the bottom and work our way up. So the dock, I have the phone app because this is a phone, Arc Search, which is my web browser of choice to use on mobile, Spotify for music streaming, and a folder named Bubbles, where I store every messaging app that is going to send me notifications. That includes the default messages app for SMS and iMessage, FaceTime, Telegram, Facebook Messenger, Discord, Viber, and WeChat. Now back to the main home screen. On the very top, I have a medium-sized widget stack that includes 3 widgets: calendar, weather. I use the calendar widget to view today's date and events, as well as events for the next day and the day after the next day, and weather for more information about the weather. For the shortcuts widget, it has 4 shortcuts, each of them turning on their respective focus modes, and the 2 shortcuts turns off all active focus modes. I have camera, which is self-explanatory, Google Photos, which is my photo cloud storage app of choice, as it syncs seamlessly across multiple devices, even those that are outside the Apple ecosystem, Superlist, which is a to-do list app of my choice, and Spark, which is my email client that makes it even easier for me to achieve inbox zero. The next row compromises of system apps as well as productivity apps. I have settings and app store because I like to change them and mess around with settings and also discover new apps. On the productivity side of things, I have Notion, as it is my second brain and where I store everything that I learn, as well as these YouTube videos, and Insert Paper, which is a read it later app of my choice. The last 2 rows are shared by 4 apps and a widget stack. I'm gonna start off with the apps first, then go onto the widget. I use Apple Health to track my medications, steps, as well as my mood. Clock, which I use a lot for alarms and meditating. Mega, which is a cloud storage provider that I use. It has a shady history, but nowadays it seems to be a great company, and one upside that it offers 20 gigabytes for free, 5 gigabytes more than Google Drive. And finally, Opal is the app that I use to block distracting apps like YouTube and social media when I work. The widget next to these 4 apps is, as I've said, a smart stack that has 3 shortcut widgets, each of them linked to a shortcut that opens their respective apps. My first widget has YouTube and YouTube Studios, opens YouTube and YouTube Studio. The second widget has Facebook and Instagram, which open Facebook and Instagram. The final widget has another 2 shortcuts, but this time the shortcuts are named Other Social, which allows me to open other social social media apps, in my case Reddit and Blue Sky, and utilities, which is a shortcut menu-based implementation of the default utilities folder that comes on every iPhone. Before I move on to the widgets page, I'd like to go over some customization. So I use large icons because it looks cleaner and also hides app names. And I like to set it to automatic icon so that they switch themes. Is my widgets page. On the very top, I have a medium-sized Google Maps widget so that I could still have access to Google Maps without the need to have the icon on the home screen, followed by two small-sized widgets. And the one on the left is actually a smart stack, and I need to call it the stat stack. That includes my fitness widget that shows me the amount of kilocalories that I've burned throughout the day, followed by the batteries widget that shows me the battery percentage of my iPhone, as well as other devices that are connected via Bluetooth. Next to that is a widget from Superlist, which is my to-do list app of choice, and this basically allows me to quickly tick off all of the tasks that I've done as well as add new ones. Below that is a smart stack that has two road clock widgets. One is set to Singapore and the other is set to Helsinki, Finland. I have a few family members living in Singapore and also a few friends who are in Helsinki. And next to that is a widget just like the one that is on the home screen, but this time the first one has Atom Store. This is an app by my carrier, followed by Earthquake, which is an app that I use to see the earthquakes around the world as well as within my country. But anyway, the second widget has iCloud passwords. This is my password manager of choice. I use it because it's convenient and also have a few passwords that I share with my family. And my cow, which is a Burmese calendar. And the last widget here is a medium-sized widget from a progress tracker called Progress. And I've set this to upload 12 YouTube videos this year. I'm not sure if I could achieve this or not, but I'll try my best. And this is the second video that I'm making. For iOS 18, Apple allows you to customize the control center. This is how I have configured it. On the very top is a now playing widget showing anything that's currently playing on my iPhone, followed by the Wi-Fi control and the cellular control. I use that a lot because nowadays I go outside very often and I like to sort of group icons that are similar. So under the Wi-Fi icon is Bluetooth and AirDrop. This is really convenient. I use my wireless earbuds all the time, so this is very useful. And under cellular, I have personal hotspot and AirPlay mode because, well, they are related. Here I have the orientation log widget. Next to that is flashlight, and below them is a control to toggle between different focus modes. And of course, I have the volume slider and the brightness slider. This is a shortcut called Visual Intelligence, which is basically my implementation of Apple Intelligence and Google Gemini on a non-compatible iPhone. I'll talk about that more in my shortcuts video that is coming in the future. And finally, these two controls allow me to quickly activate ChatGPT voice mode. And the second one is to open up ExpressVPN, which is my VPN app of choice. Now, one thing that you're going to notice is that actually we have two control centers. This is something that most people don't do. I understand that because, well, it's inconvenient. Having one is already enough. But the reason why I have this is because I'm using an iPhone 12 mini and I am using the one screen home screen principle. So there are a few apps that is useful but did not deserve a place on the home screen, but I'd still like to quickly access it. That's where the second control center comes in. As you can see, the top has basically nothing, but below that are 4 app controls that allows me to quickly open up apps. The first one is Shineful. This is the app for the kilowatt inverter that I have at home. Birthdays, which is my birthday track app of choice. Local Send, which is basically like AirDrop but works across all platforms, and MMP, which is a marketplace app optimized for Burma. As I've mentioned at the start of the video, I said that I'm using different home screens with different focus modes. So when I turn on the walk focus mode, the lock screen stays the same, but the home screen pages change. So on the home screen with walk focus at the very top, I have a medium-sized widget stack that has the same shortcuts widget to toggle between focus modes and a calendar widget. Below that, I have a widget from Spark. Since I don't have the app icon anymore, the only quick way and easy way to access it is from a widget. Plus, it shows me more information than an app icon. The final widget that I have here is a small Notion widget that opens up the inbox page on my Notion workspace. The apps I have here are Instapaper, Opal, Manga, and ChatGPT, and that's my walk home screen. Before I end this video, I actually want to talk about the settings of focus modes. There are 4 focus modes on my iPhone, but other than the walk one, all the settings are kept default. For the walk focus mode, I allow notifications from my family members as well as calls from them. Other people are silenced in this focus mode. I allow repeated calls in case there's an emergency. For apps, I only allow notifications from Earthquake, Health, Spark, Calendar, Notion, Superlist, and Microsoft Teams. I've customized the screen by only showing the home screen that I talked about earlier. I've also set custom schedules, which normally turns on this focus mode from 7 to 8:30 p.m. every Monday, Saturday, and Sunday, and from 3 to 5 p.m. every Thursday and Friday. And no focus filter. And that is it. This is what's on my iPhone 2025. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tech videos like this. Until then, take care.